Hey guys, what's going on? So the other day I posted a YouTube video giving my overall impressions of the new game Highguard, and it seems like the defenders of Highguard are already coming out of the woodworks to defend the game. I have seen multiple articles, tweets, and videos just defending the hell out of this game for I don't know what reason. I don't know if they're sponsored or they just really like the game and can't handle criticism of it. But there was this one video that really caught my attention and I really wanted to make a response to it. The video is called Highguard is Good, so why all the hate? Full impressions and analysis. But yeah, let's go ahead and hear what he has to say.
Highguard is a brand new free-to-play 3v3 first-person shooter developed by Wildlight Entertainment, a new studio consisting of veteran game developers who helped create industry giants such as Titanfall and Apex Legends.
And I must say, after playing about 3 or so hours of Highguard, I now understand why they are no longer working on those much better games.
Essentially creating a subgenre of its own, Highguard tasks players with raiding the opposing team's base in cinematic fashion with attack and defend elements on a large-scale map set in a unique fantasy realm.
Unique fantasy realm? Dude, this game looks like every single slop live service hero shooter to ever exist.
So it's a brand new AAA free-to-play first-person shooter from a brand new studio with a lot of interesting, bold, and unique ideas.
What interesting, bold, or unique idea does this game come up with? Almost every single mechanic in this game is just ripped from a more popular game and mushed together. It has the base reinforcement from something like Rainbow Six Siege, and then you all run out into the map like any battle royale game and loot. You then have the shield breaker phase, which is kind of unique, I guess. Then you run to the enemy base and start a raid that feels exactly like Call of Duty Search and Destroy. I guess Siege is another comparison you could use for this phase. Either way, it feels derivative as fuck.
So why is the entire internet obsessed with hating on it?
Because it's funny to laugh at a shitty product. Is this your first time on the internet when a bad game releases? People like shitting on bad products. It's just the way the internet goes, man.
First, I'm going to explain Highguard and give you my impressions of it. Then we're going to have a chat about the culture of negativity from gamers, which is out of control, ignorant, immature, and counterproductive.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
Yeah, guys, if you don't like Hero Shooter Slop number 5555 that's derivative and uses mechanics from every other big popular game, you're just immature. Don't complain about it, just eat your slop and enjoy it. Believe it or not, bro, some of us actually like to criticize things that we play and be outspoken with our opinions.
So be sure to stick around through the whole video. We've got some things to talk about. So, Highguard.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
First things first, unlike many of the people covering and talking about Highguard, I've actually played the game for long enough to form a sincere opinion.
I have also put enough time into this game to form an opinion. I put about 3 hours into this game. I played about 4 to 5 matches, and I even won some of my matches going positive with more kills than deaths. I still did not enjoy this game.
And guess what? I like it.
You're definitely in the minority, my guy. If you check the SteamDB charts for this game, you can see this game had a historically bad drop-off, and it's actually breaking records for one of the fastest fall-offs in gaming. You can see Emerald Apple here tweeted, "Highguard made gaming history. The game broke a new record for the highest percentage player drop in under 24 hours. From 97,000 at its peak, it dropped to 8,399 players at the lowest point in a single day. 91% concurrent player drop, putting it in line with the most legendary Steam launch disasters. No other game in the history of video games have achieved this prestigious award." Other close games had 75 to 85% player drop within 2 to 3 days, such as The Day Before and SS Squad Kill the Justice League. Although Concord remains the largest flop, it never gained a high peak concurrent players to have a strong drop in the player base.
If you check around, many of the videos about this game came out within extremely short periods of time after the game's launch, meaning they hadn't even really had time to play it.
Well, a lot of people did play it, it just didn't take very long for them to realize that they don't like it. It only takes a couple hours of playing this game to realize you never want to touch it again. And this is especially the case when you realize there is one game mode in this game for you to play, which is a 3v3 mode, so if you don't have two teammates, you're fucked. It would be another case if you played the game and there was like 10 different game modes for you to try and people played the game for like 2 hours and said, yeah, I don't like it. There's no way they tried all the different modes, but dude, there's one fucking game mode. Now, for the next part of this video, he just goes through the gameplay loop of this game, which I already talked about in my previous video talking about Highguard, so we're gonna skip that and get to the point where he talks about negative discourse.
So why is everyone hating on it? That's a great question and brings me to a broader discussion.
The answer to that question is very simple, because the game sucks.
Gaming culture on the internet has a serious problem. Why do gamers make it their mission to hate on games, game developers, so on and so forth?
Gamers don't go out of their way to hate on random games and hate on random developers. They go out of their way to shit on games that they play and they find suck. If you don't make a bad game, it doesn't get hate. Well, there's some like odd people that hate on games for stupid reasons, but for the most part, games like Elden Ring and Doom Eternal and other great games don't get shit on by the entire internet because they're not fucking bad.
They go out of their way to comment on every TikTok, every YouTube video, every tweet, saying that a game is garbage, it's terrible, it's dead, any other childish insult that you can think of.
The game is dead is a childish insult? Bro, look at the charts. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And the game is garbage. Why do you think everybody is leaving it in droves?
I don't know about you guys, but I want good games.
I also want good games. Highguard is not one of those games.
I want games to succeed.
I want games to succeed that are good. Highguard, once again, is not good. Hence why it's not succeeding.
I want developers who work tirelessly to give us the games that we play to succeed and give us more good stuff.
Yeah, the devs worked tirelessly ripping off mechanics from other games and mushing them all together. It would be one thing if the devs actually came up with something new and it just sucked. Like, okay, at least they tried something different, but this game didn't try anything new. It took a bunch of popular mechanics from other games, mushed them all together, and expected to be good. This game is the definition of just slop.
I don't root for games to fail, and I really can't understand it because it seems like a large percentage of gamers are just obsessed with that, complaining and calling everything that they play garbage. And this problem is fairly unique to gaming.
People disliking a lot of modern games and complaining about those games that are bad and wanting bad games to fail is a problem? Of course we want bad games to fail. They're bad. And this is not something that's unique to gaming. Whenever a bad movie comes out, it gets shit on by the entire internet and people also want it to fail. Which, rightfully so, it's a bad movie. And this problem is exclusive to bad media. Well, this quote-unquote problem. Good media doesn't get shit on by the entire internet because it's actually worth something.
There are haters of all media, but for the most part, when it comes to musical opinions or movies or TV shows, people can be more objective.
This game is objectively uncreative. It's a mishmash of everything popular at the moment. Me saying this game is lazy or this game is uncreative is not me sharing an opinion. It is me stating the obvious that anyone with 2 eyeballs can observe. The heroes are cool, the abilities are cool, the gunplay is cool. That's great, but that's not saving this game from being uncreative, derivative, and lazy. Which is why everyone is hating on it.
For example, I'm a rock and roll fan. When a new country album comes out and it gets a lot of attention, I can just say, this isn't for me, and be okay with that. I don't need to listen to it. It's fine. I don't have to hate on it. I don't have to bash it. It's just not my thing. That doesn't make it bad.
Bad music does exist, and there's nothing wrong with somebody breaking down an album and explaining why it's bad. Also, music and video games are two completely different mediums. Gaming is a lot more in-depth. There's a lot more to gaming than there is a soundtrack. With a soundtrack, it's something that you just listen to. With a video game, it's something you listen to, look at, interact with, so there's a lot more room to criticize things.
I don't know why I would waste my time mocking the artists who made it or the people who like it.
Gamers are a very critical bunch, man.
Do your thing, country fans. I don't care. That's cool. So why is it that gamers feel the need to bash anything and everything that comes along? And you all know that usually it's not deserved.
The reason why gamers are so adamant on shitting on this game is because they don't want more games like this to be released, which is entirely fair. Other devs are watching the Highguard situation unfold right now, and it's sending a very clear message to them to not make a game like Highguard because it will meet the same fate.
Of course, developers need feedback from players, and there is a time and a place to hold companies accountable for sure. When a game that you paid for launches and it's totally broken and unplayable, that's reason to be upset. I'm looking at you, Battlefield 2042. When a company lies or misrepresents what they're selling to you, you have reason to be upset. When all these crypto games pull rug pulls, that's reason to be upset. But by and large, most developers don't do that. It's like there's a giant mob of people out there who have nothing better to do than get upset and spend their time hating on developers who spent years making a game for you to play in hopes that you have fun with it.
Let's not pretend like the main motivation behind making a game isn't money. Sure, there are probably some devs at the studio that expect you to have fun with the game and they hope to make it fun. But the main motivation is obviously money. This is a business. And that's why they had those microtransactions ready to go day one. Which, by the way, I was talking about unoriginality and laziness earlier. The bundle system in this game is pretty much identical to Call of Duty.
Half of these games are free, folks. You don't even have to pay a dime. Yet you're spending your time and energy hating on them, engaging with things that you allegedly don't like or don't care about.
Yeah, I had to engage with the game to know that I didn't like it. I decided to do something called giving the game a chance. I went through the effort of getting 3 people together and playing about 3 hours of the game. I gave it an honest shot, and I didn't like it, so I'm speaking about it. Where is the issue with that? If I didn't engage with it, it would be worse, because I would be sitting here calling a game shit that I didn't even give a shot.
And then there's the content creators leading the charge. They're snarky.
I mean, I'll be honest, that word kind of does describe me sometimes in my content, so fair enough.
All they do is click and rage bait, and that's literally all they do.
I don't really like the argument of, oh, you're clickbaiting on YouTube, because the entire point of YouTube is to get people to click on and watch your videos. Now, obviously, there are some egregious examples of clickbait that you can look to and just be like, yeah, that's annoying as fuck. But for the most part, somebody using red letters or an arrow in their thumbnail or something like that, I mean, who cares?
By and large, they haven't actually created anything in their lives.
Yeah, I don't need to be a game developer in order to criticize a video game.
They sit behind a desk and react to everything around them, hope to get you riled up and get themselves paid for it, all just by being angry and negative.
Most of us talking about Highguard are not angry, we're simply pointing out that we didn't enjoy the game and we think it's bad. And you're making a video saying that you think it's good. I don't really get how me being negative and you being positive, all of a sudden that makes me worse. I hate this holier-than-thou mindset that people have on YouTube, that because some people are negative, that makes their content worse, and, you know, the person being positive is all of a sudden better. Anyway, that's all for today's video. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't like the video, you can leave a dislike and a mean comment. Yeah, that's everything from me. I'm out.